Hey guys, and welcome to week 29 of my pregnancy updates. It's actually Thursday already and I haven't done any updating throughout the week. I've just been a bit sort of frazzled this week. Lots has been going on and I just feel a little bit, I feel like I'm quite bright. Let me just turn you down a little bit. Let's get there. Just feel a little bit overwhelmed, I guess you could say. Yeah, just lots of feelings going on at the moment. Before I get into that, I did want to update you on the Vichy skincare that I've been using. I did a whole video on it a few weeks ago, where I tested it out for a whole week when I first got it, and yeah, I liked it then, but now I like it even more. Really hydrating. I feel like my skin just feels really soft since I've been using it. All of that texture that I had in my skin that I spoke about a few weeks ago has gone, and it just feels really nice and fresh. I've nearly finished the bottles, so that's how much I've enjoyed using it. Thoroughly like the product, so I just thought I'd tell you that. Just getting back to how I've been feeling, just a little bit feeling all the feels. I think is the, I don't even know how to explain. Lots of anxiety, definitely, like today, like this morning, just worrying about Otto and him being unhappy when the baby comes, having to leave him during the birth. That's kind of my main anxiety at the moment. It's just I don't want him to be sad and upset, and it's really getting to me. And it makes me feel very sad, not gonna lie. And also just the uncertainty of the birth, and it's just so much harder this time when you have a toddler to think of, when you have no family nearby, so you kind of have to try and plan. And then coronavirus, I mean, I've spoken about this in my previous episodes, of is someone going to actually be able to come and help us out with Otto, like Andrew's mum, and it's very uncertain at the moment, and that's obviously a huge concern, like because we just don't know, we can't really plan what's going to happen. And then I was thinking yesterday, what happens if the baby comes early? Because Otto came at 39 and 6 days, who was 1 day early, in regards to like his due date. And I know the due date is just not really something you can really go by. It's just kind of an estimate, but he was like technically 1 day early of his due date. And I know that people have said that the second baby normally comes sooner and faster, so I'm a bit concerned that he might come early. Let me know below if you've had more than one child, and whether or not your second came earlier or later than your first, because that'd be really helpful for me to know. And yeah, just like if that happens, obviously then we definitely won't have anyone here to help us, so Andrew will have to look after Otto and I'll have to go and give birth on my own. That's kind of the situation, and yeah, just that huge amount of anxiety. It actually makes me feel very sick, and I'm not sure if it's pregnancy symptoms this week or that I'm feeling unwell, or it's just like the anxiety making me feel unwell. But I've been feeling nauseous quite a lot, not like I'm gonna be sick, just, you know, when you get like really nervous and you feel really unwell, just sort of those feelings, and just not feeling great. And yeah, just really exhausted, to the extent like I'm not sleeping great in the night. Like actually last night I slept pretty well. I woke up twice to go to the toilet, but other than that I slept through, which is good because I've been waking up a lot just with anxiety. So I'm feeling really tired and yeah, emotional. So that's kind of where I am. Also, this week, the changes, I've not gone into the 3rd trimester, and I don't know, I never had any symptoms in my first pregnancy, like at all. I was literally just pregnant, and I got like a bad hip. I mean, there was like minor symptoms, but nothing that was like super uncomfortable. This pregnancy is like the complete opposite, and you can't say it was because you're having a girl or a boy. They're both boys, so, you know, there's no like gender difference in this particular case. So I'm not sure why this particular pregnancy is harder. But also this bump is a lot higher up than Otto's bump. I was looking at photos, and even though I don't seem like that much bigger, like I am a little bit bigger, and that's kind of normal for your second pregnancy, it's just that this bump is higher up, and I actually do feel like I'm being suffocated sometimes, like everything's being pushed up, and it really hurts under my boobs, like everything's being squished under there, and it like makes me feel like my heart is dying. Like, this is really uncomfortable. And it gets worse, like heartburn starts when I'm lying down, like trying to sleep. Like the other day it actually woke me up because it was just so painful. So yeah, not the best week, like in regards to how I'm feeling, and emotionally and physically. I'm exhausted. I'm absolutely exhausted, and there's no real reason for it. I mean, I know I'm looking after Otto, but I look after Otto every day for like the last 2.5 years. You know, I'm not sure why I'm suddenly this exhausted. But I feel like no, not like any amount of sleep will not be enough. Like, that's kind of where I'm at. And yeah, that's just kind of how I'm feeling right now. And yeah, I just not feeling the best this week. Very, very emotional, and trying to be positive as well, which sometimes I find exhausting when you just feel emotionally drained anyway, to try and be like, it's gonna be fine, you know, this happens, you know. But it's kind of hard to keep that mindset when you're also terrified of what might happen at like the birth and stuff, because of my previous experience. So if I have to do it alone, yeah, you know, it'll be interesting. I'm hoping that won't happen, but you just never know. Look at this bit of hair. I put it in plaits on Tuesday evening, and then yesterday I took Otto swimming for the first time in a swimming pool in like over a year, because they've been shut due to corona, and they've opened this week, and I thought I'm going to start taking him, because he's just suddenly got a bit, like, he doesn't like going in the lake because he's like paddling, but he doesn't like going in like anywhere like deep. I really want to get him used to the water, so I'm going to take him every week. So I took him yesterday for the first time. He really enjoyed it. Like, he didn't like to go in the deep part, had a few little tantrums when I tried to sort of take him in like further, but I kind of did it and let him have those tantrums just to show him that it was safe, and then put him back to where he felt obviously comfortable. And then he also played in like the kiddie part, which had like wonderful safari bits. So I was washing my hands, and like squirty water and stuff like that, and he really loved that. So I'm gonna start doing that once a week. But anyway, I had my hair in plaits, so I left him in plaits yesterday because obviously I was going swimming, and then I like pinned them up, the plaits, for the day. And then this one obviously I pinned weirdly, so when I took him out this morning, I've got this weird bit of hair. But anyhow, not very interesting. I just put on the Milani foundation, which I love. It's like one of my favourite foundations, the Milani 2-in-1. This is in the 01 Creamy Vanilla. It's my winter shade because my tan is already gone. I was fake tanning for the summer, and I've given up doing that. But love this foundation a lot. But yeah, I just thought I'd update you on that. And I just feel lots of movement with baby, by the way. He is just having a ball. And I remember with Otto, he kind of just kicked. I'm going to stand up so I'm taller, so you can see my tummy. Right. So Otto kind of kicked here, and it would like wiggle here. this baby kicks like here and here and here. And it's just everywhere, and can be really uncomfortable on the tummy. I still don't, I'm not huge, I don't have like a huge bump, but I feel very big, if that makes sense. And it's a bit weird because I know I'm not. It just feels very tight and uncomfortable, and yeah, just a bit ugh. But I like it when the baby moves a lot because it's just fun. But actually, let me know below if you found this, because he moves quite a lot. Like I feel like he pushes from one side to the other. It can be quite painful to the extent where I'm like, oh, like it actually physically hurts me. Like, did anyone else have that when their baby kicked? Like, it actually physically hurt them? Let me know below, because that's kind of how I'm feeling at the moment. But that's my update so far of the week, and yeah, I'm hoping the next couple of days I'll feel a bit better. But I just so much anxiety at the moment that I don't know if that will subside, because I suffer from anxiety anyway, and it's a hard thing to suffer from because people don't really believe in it, so you kind of feel like you're a bit alone. But yeah, it's a horrible feeling, and it really affects me here as well, like tightening of the chest. It kind of feels like, to me, it makes me feel like I've got butterflies in my tummy, but not good butterflies, like nervous butterflies. They're like really scary, and it bubbles up into my chest, and then it kind of feels like, I don't know if you've ever had like a breakup that's been really sad, and you just feel like empty, like in your chest, like your heart's like empty. Like I get that, and it's like super consuming. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I've gone on a little tangent. But anyway, that's kind of how I've been feeling. So I'm trying to get out of it, because then I worry, because they always say that, you know, if you have anxiety when you're pregnant, or if you get any kind of unhappiness, your baby can feel it and then you can pass it on to them. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but that worries me. Lots of worries. This time round, I feel like this pregnancy a lot harder than my first pregnancy, and definitely emotionally. I'm trying to keep it together, but yeah, we'll see. Hey guys, so what I'm going to do right now is show you my very messy bedroom, and I want to try and sort out the area that's going to be like the changing area for baby when he arrives, because we only have 2 bedrooms in this house, so he will be obviously with us in our bedroom anyway. He'd be like that anyway, for 6 months, like we did with Otto anyway. But I mean, like, the changing situation has to be in our room, and all that sort of thing. So what I've decided to do is this area here, which is very messy. I'm showing you our mess. I'm going to push like the telly over that. That's a really old telly for my husband's old gaming thing. If you're wondering why we've got a really old telly, it doesn't actually work for telly, just for games. I'm going to push that into the corner. I'm going to move all this, and this is the area that is going to house like the changing mat, and I'm going to get a thing to put nappies and everything in, to go by the side of it. So this is sort of going to be the changing area. I'm going to empty this drawer, which just has my shoes in it, and also this drawer, which literally holds Christmas jumpers and not much else. And those drawers are going to be for his clothes. I'm going to get some little drawer sort of organisers and put his clothes in there, because we don't have too much space. So that is the plan anyway, that I'm going to do now, and hopefully sort something out. I haven't got his clothes out yet, I haven't bought anything yet. I need to get a new changing mat, I need to get him like a blanket, I don't need to get very much because we've got everything, but I want to get him his own little blanket, and I want to get him a new changing mat because the one with Otto's is broken, and Otto doesn't use the actual mat anymore, so I'm just going to get a new cover, and I'm going to get another caddy thing, like, you know, the felt ones with like lots of different compartments, so that I can put like the nappies, baby wipes, nappy cream and all that just in there, so that it's all nice and sort of ready for me to use. I'm gonna order that off Amazon, and yeah, that's sort of the things I'm gonna get. Very exciting. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna go and organize now. Okay, so I've emptied the drawers and I've kind of sorted it out. So to give you an idea, I just brought in the old changing mat. So I'm going to change this cover because the zip's broken. And I just think it's nice to freshen it up and give it a new cover. And then I'm going to get another one of these, basically, is what I meant with the caddy thing, where I'll put nappies and creams and all the stuff little baby will need. This one's Otto, so I'm going to put it back in his bedroom because he still uses it, and I keep stuff organised for him in there. But this is sort of the area that little one will be changed at. And I thought it was quite good actually, because I can come here, this side, and then I can also come here as well and change on this side. So it's quite a good spot for the changing mat, I think. But this is pretty much the setup. I'm going to clean the drawers out, but I've emptied this one, and this one is now empty as well. Oops. So that is where we are. I'm glad I got that done. Didn't take very long, but it was really dusty actually. I obviously did not dust in here enough. I still have my creams and stuff that I use on the telly area, but I mean, it's as good as it's going to get for the space that we have, because we have really tiny rooms. But yeah, I'm happy that that is completed and I got something done. Here's the bump today. Here he is. This one is like, little baby moves around a lot, definitely in the evenings, but he kind of kicks me either really quite low down here or like up here. And I think I mentioned it previously in my last clip maybe, that it sometimes feels like my heart is being squished. But anyhow, that is what I just did, so I'm happy I got that done. Hey guys, so it's the end of week 29. I really am finding it hard to remember what week I'm on, and like, it's fine. It's the end of the week. It was been a good week. I did have some very uncomfortable sort of cramping yesterday. Actually felt like period cramps, which was a bit odd. But when you just, it wasn't like super duper painful, but it was really uncomfortable. Had to sit down a lot and actually had to rest quite a lot yesterday afternoon, because I just felt like I just needed it. And that was really great because it was the weekend and my husband took Otto out for the afternoon so that I could just lay down, and I literally just laid in my bed scrolling on my phone. Like, it was very relaxing. So that happened yesterday. And also I think I've been having some Braxton Hicks contractions. I'm not sure if it's Braxton Hicks contractions or if it's just the baby really pushing outwards, but it gets really tight, so I think it is a Braxton Hicks contraction. I'm not sure. But that also has been happening a lot, definitely in the evenings, but also during the day. I just feel like my tummy is actually quite sore this time round. I don't know why. I don't feel like I'm actually that much bigger now than I was in my first pregnancy, maybe slightly bigger. But I feel like, you know, it's kind of sort of leveling out. Once at the beginning I kind of grew my bump really quickly, which is kind of normal for the second pregnancy, but I've kind of just gone back to the size that I was. But I thought I'd read what is happening this week for you. So week 29, your baby is 37.6 centimetres and weighs 1,005 grams. Oh, that's the wrong one. I was thinking I've already read this before. That's week 28. So week 29, your baby's 38.6 centimetres and weighs 1,153 grams. I'm more of like a kilogram person, so it's like, what, 1.15 kilos, or a pound girl. So I find it hard to work out the size of the baby from that. But it says it's around 2.5 pounds. So still quite tiny, but grown a lot in the last couple of weeks. It says whether you are carrying one baby or two babies, they will each weigh approximately the same, i.e. about 2.5 pounds. Your baby's brain is now in charge of maintaining body temperature and also controls breathing. Your baby's eyes are now respond to light. All the internal organs are maturing and preparing to function on their own at birth. You may even feel your baby cough. Your baby's skin is beginning to look less wrinkly and more like it will do at birth. The extra fat under the skin will help to regulate the body temperature at birth. Your baby's head is much more proportionate to the rest of the body. Your baby is bursting with energy at this point and you'll be definitely feeling it, every bit of it. So there we go. You don't have much room in your abdomen at this point, so you can only handle small meals. That's very true actually. Yesterday, after I felt really bad all day, my husband cooked dinner and it was delicious. It was karaage chicken. It's like a Japanese dish. Really good. I like it's deep fried chicken. It's so good. I ate so much and I felt terrible afterwards because it was just so full that my tummy didn't feel like it had enough room to expand. Very uncomfortable, so don't do that. Muscles and legs cramps may become worse at night. Whenever one strikes, push your heel down to the ground and quickly stretch it out. Slip-on shoes are best at this point as you may be unable to reach your feet. I can still reach my feet. Let me know below if you can't at this point in your pregnancy, if you're at the same sort of time as me. I can put my shoes on. All my shoes have laces on and that's fine. Swelling may also make your regular shoes too uncomfortable. Personally, don't have any swelling. I didn't have any in my first pregnancy either. Your energy levels are probably low and discomforts such as itchiness, leg cramps, heartburn, shortness of breath are probably getting on your nerves. Definitely the sort of lack of energy is getting on my nerves. I feel very much not myself. It's very frustrating to feel tired all the time. and that kind of gets me down. But anyhow, practice your breathing exercises and try to relax. Sitting up straight may help to relieve breathlessness and heartburn. Your breasts are going through another period of growth. I've been feeling a bit weird like underneath my armpits recently. I don't know if that's the boobs growing more. I mean, they're like 10 times the size that they were before I got pregnant, because I had like no boobs, and now I've got these massive things on me. So that is good, but I know that within like a year it's going to be completely flat again. That's what happened last time. I was like, oh, I finally got boobs. And then like a year after, like definitely breastfeeding, they got even smaller than they were to begin with. So there we go. And the size of the baby, I think, is the same as last week, which is a winter squash, which to me is a pumpkin. I'm a bit confused though, because a winter squash to me is quite big, and it says like when we get to like week 32, it changes to like a cantaloupe melon, and I feel like that's smaller than a pumpkin or a winter squash. But let me know below what you think about that. But yeah, there we go. That is this week for you. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment below. I'd love to know about you. Do subscribe, follow me on Instagram as well for updates of pictures and stuff like that, and I will see you next week. Oh, actually, before I go, I'll show you my bump. I'm in my pyjamas already, so here we go. Here's the bump. Getting bigger. So as I just said, see you in my next video. Bye!